So, welcome, guys. And today we're going to learn about graphics and design. And before we start, I will introduce you to Adobe Photoshop and we can see interface. Before we proceed to Adobe into Photoshop, it's good you know what is graphic design first. What is graphic design? Graphic design is the art and profession of selecting and arranging visual elements such as typography, images, symbols, and colors to convey a message to an audience or a client. So, when you're doing graphics and design, you have to understand how to work with typography. You have to understand how to work with images, that is photography, and also symbol, which is also known as illustration. And graphic design creates visual concepts using computer softwares or by hand to communicate ideas that inspire, inform, and captivate customers. As a graphic designer, you want to ensure that you capture the eyes of your customers. You sell whatever you're selling, either product or service. That is why you are here to be a graphic designer. Of course, everyone can be a graphic designer. We have two formats of graphic designers. We have creative designers and normal designers. For you to be creative designer, you have to know and understand how to use principles of design and softwares of design. Uh, in graphics design, there are softwares that you can use, and these softwares will help you create your professional design for your customers or for product and services that you're selling to arrange them in order. That's why we've said you can arrange them using typography, images, and symbols combined. That is color included. So let me start by telling you some of the softwares that are needed when you start working in graphics and design. So we will use softwares like the one that is displayed before you, that is Adobe Photoshop, Inkscape, CorelDRAW, Illustrator, Lightroom, and you can also use InDesign. We also have online graphic design softwares that you can use online, but most of them are drag and drop softwares that you can use. And some of these softwares will also help you. But the best designers always, I believe, is that designer who uses graphical softwares that starts from scratch where you can make your own shapes, make your own manipulations, and also be able to do or manipulate everything as you want. So let us start. So before you, we have this uh, design before you. This is Adobe interface. On top here, we have this part here. We have file, edit, image, layer, select, filter, 3D view, windows, and help. This part here is known as menu bar. It's just the same with someone who's going to an hotel to have dinner or lunch or breakfast, but they don't know what the hotel offers. So first they will ask for menu for them to understand what is in the kitchen for them. So that's why we have all this as your menu. Then after you are told what is in the kitchen, then there are something called tools option. Every menu has a tool option. Just like in the kitchen, when you order for rice, then you have to get some sauce or some soups on them. So we have controls here. These are options, like file has its options, edit has its options, and etc. Just like that. So down here, we have current active image tab. These are tabs, just the same way the browser open tabs Adobe Photoshop has advanced and created a platform where users can be able to open tabs instead of closing like before. While you wanted to create several design, you could create the present design and open a new file. Today, you don't have to close and open a new file, but you can open so many tabs as you want. Down here, we have someone called Toolbar. Toolbar is just a toolbox of tools. For you to be a graphic designer, you need to understand how to use tools. We have tools, like these are tools, just like a carpenter who want to make a table. They need hammer, axle, foot, and many things in their toolbox. So as a graphic designer who is starting, this is your toolbox, and these are your tools. So on this side here, we have this guy called collapsed panel icons. The panel icons are just the same as tool options because they control other menus. So we have panel groups. These also control, these control different panels. We have different panels here where we have layers, library adjustments, and all these things you can do them in panel group option. So this is Adobe Photoshop. And as we start Adobe Photoshop, I want to show you how now the real interface look when you open Adobe Photoshop. This is Adobe Photoshop software. When you open it, you expect to get something like this. As we said earlier, we have layers on this side. This is tools. These are tools, sorry. These are tools where we get different tools. Then this is top menu, and this is option menus, whereby if I click on this, and click on browser, I will get different option menus. So for you to start working with Adobe Photoshop, the first thing that you need to understand is how do I open Adobe Photoshop? When you're going to enter your room first and it is locked, you must have a key to enter the room. So right now we need a room. And another example you want to write a message or anything, you need a plain paper or somewhere to write or a book. So here we are looking for that book where we can do our design. So for you to do your design, you will come to this option called file here and go to new. Of course, you are making a new file. Shortcut is Control N, but we'll go with the long cut so that beginners will understand this. So I will click on new file. A window will pop up. So this window here that has popped up is a window that needs our information when it comes to dimensions, naming, and also resolution and customization. So here, the name of the project that you want to do. So what do you want to do? You might be interested in doing poster, business card, flyer, roll-up banner, billboard banner. You might be interested in doing wedding cards and etc. So you will name your project up here. So for instance, today we are going to make a Kenyan flag. So why Kenyan flag? Because Kenyan flag has so many shapes and most of the designers in the world love doing practice with Kenyan flag because it has so much of manipulations in it, and through this manipulation you can be able to understand how to use shapes in Kenyan flag. So we'll write here Kenya flag, Kenya flag, that is it. Now document type, it's asking you what size of the document. Of course we have A4, A5, A2, A3, A1 and etc. So here I will come and use international paper. International paper is A4. Many of us know A4, but it's just a normal, but I will use landscape for this. If you right now our A4 is in portrait, which means it is a straight paper. So I will change this to 50 to come here, 297 to go up, 297 to go up, then 210 to go down. Yeah, this is just alternation, but for you, you can use any. I will leave everything as it is right now and click on OK to proceed. As you can see on our tab here, we have Kenyan flag as the name of our project. So there's something called layers. For you to start creating something on Adobe Photoshop, you need what is known as layers. Layers will help you to separate objects, colors, shapes, and images differently and separately so that you can be able to work on them independently. So the first thing that I will do, I will come and introduce you to our tools. The number one tool here um, is called Move Tool. Move Tool, the work of Move Tool, I will zoom out, minus, Control minus to zoom in, zoom out, Control plus. So the work of the Move Tool is just to move tools the way moving tools from one end to another. Let me convert it. Is just to move tools the way I'm moving this background color. Then I have inside artboard, just like the other artboard, you can change the size of whatever you are doing. You can see now we have uh, 2596 by 1923. We don't want that. I will control Z to back to where I was. And also use these shapes. We have number two, we have shapes, we have triangle, we have elliptical marquee tool, we have a lasso tool, and the rest. I will explain them as I go on. And down here we have color bucket. This is the shop of colors. You can have so many colors within it. On this side we have paint bucket. Inside here we have gradient paint bucket 3D materials. And now let us start creating a Kenyan flag. Before we create a Kenyan flag, I want to show you a sample of a Kenyan flag and how it looks like, and so that we can both understand how the Kenyan flag look. Kenya flag. So let me show you in pictures. This is the Kenyan flag. So most of the people do get difficulty to design this. So this is what we're going to design. So I will go back to the first color is black, red, and green with a separation of white. So I will go back and come to this tool here, also called rectangle here. Then I will come and draw a flag shape. That is it. Now the name of this is called selection. We have a selection shape, a selection rectangle shape. So after that, go to Windows, look for somebody called layers. Layers are here. Layers are very good because they help you separate. We don't want to merge background and the colors. So we have to create layers so that they become separate. So I will create layer by clicking the plus button down here. Now we have two layers. By clicking in the middle, double click the name layer. If you double click the name layer, you can be able to rename it black. Black, I guess that is the right color. Go to that is the right color, yes. So I will come to color here and ensure we are on black, or I can choose black by clicking this color. And okay, because we have the front color. You see, if I click red, red becomes here. If I click any color, it becomes here, but I want black. So after clicking black, I will come and select the paint bucket. This is the brush, also called paint bucket tool. After selecting paint bucket, it will allow me paste the paint inside the selection. That is it. Now you see we have our selection layer and we have our background layer. I will drop this shape down because I want to have the same dimension, equal dimension. So on your keyboard, drag, we have direction keys, drag the bottom direction key, the one that is going down so that the selection can go down. That is it. Now I'll come here and create a layer of which color? We'll come and create a layer of color red. Click on this plus to add layer. Click here, double click on that name to give it red. I'll not name it well, small letters, but it's still okay. I will come and choose color red. Double click here, just click once and choose color red, no matter which red. We will do types of colors in our next video. So I will paste it. Now how many layers do we have? I can decide to close this, close this. So everything that you're doing, you must have layers. You need to know that only text and images come with their automatic layers. You don't have to create layer for them. So in this case, we are looking for color green. So let me drop it down, down until we get the position of color green. So I will take color green now. I will create a layer and come to the bucket here. Go to color green, pick any green. Now the moment you see the green has changed here, it means it is ready to paint. Now you need to take the brush, paint bucket, and paint down here. Now you can see we have green, red, and black, and the background is here. The reason as why we have these layers because we don't want to merge them all together. So for me to remove this selection here, the line that is going around, this line is just a container for it to give us a position where to put our color. So I will click on Control D on your keyboard and we have the face of the Kenyan flag. Very good. Now you can see if everything is on its own layer, even if you do a mistake, then you just Control Z, and you go back to normalcy. That is it. Now, if you go straight to Kenyan flag, we can see we have this part here, also known as shield. So for us to create that shield, we will come straight here and choose elliptical tool and create elliptical tool. Here it is. It's just like a circle. Just take your mouse and drag down. That is how you create it this way. So I will create the size here. Don't forget everything must have a layer. I have it. So I will create a layer and name it shield. Shield. And I will take the same color, this one. So after selecting the paint shop, or also called color picker, come and select that red for us to get the same color and go to paint our brush and paste it. You can see the green does not want to paint. Don't worry about that. In Photoshop, layer that is on top of another means it is on front. So green is at the front because it is on top. So what do? I bring green down and it captures red. So if black is on top, then means the black is at the front. Now for me to remove this selection, we'll control without leaving control, then D. Then we have it. Then I will put it on the center. This is our center because nowadays Photoshop gives you rulers. That is good. Now let me zoom it until we get this face here. This face here. Number two, we want to get these blacks. For us to get these blacks here, we will duplicate on this shield. How do we duplicate? For this shield is to be two. Duplicate layer. Let us call it left black. Black. Okay. Now there are two. Now this left black here, let us make it to be red, black in color. Take paint bucket here, paint it black. After painting it black, I need some ruler because you see the Kenyan flag, this black is aligned with the red. It is inside red. So for me to get ruler, I will go to view on the menu bar, view, look for ruler, show ruler, show ruler. Rulers are here. View, then rulers. We have our rulers on top here. So I will take ruler, just come here and drag down the ruler, drag another ruler so that we get the measurements correct. So we want to put this black here. So Control plus T on your keyboard, then click on this far end here. When clicking, don't hold on Shift, then come at the corner up here and hold it down, bring it down until it reaches this point, and ensure the center part is on the center, is putting the margin of the red in the center. So I will bring it down, down. That is it. Bring it at the center. Yes, I think that is it. Nice. Now, next thing, I will copy this also, duplicate for them to be two. I want two of them. Left black, I will call it right, right. Right is not a copy because it's on the right. Now there are two. I will bring this one here. Okay. Down here at red, this is the shield. If you close the eye, it will show you which layer you are on. These eyes are used to close. You can close to test. Okay. Now selecting shield, I will do what is called a layer mask. I want to create a selection on layer mask with targeting the black so that I can remove the outer part. So let's go. I will come straight to this layer, and the funny thing, this tool, whenever you see this tool with an arrow down here, you see the small arrow here, this means that there are additional layers inside. So come here, there are additional layers. Inside here, there are additional layers. Inside here, there are additional layers. So you can see these arrows, additional layers inside. So if you long press, you get additional layers. So for me now, I will come to a tool, this tool number 4, and select on magic wand tool, and click on red, and it will give me a well-rounded selection. Then I will go back to the first layer, that one, and select it. After selecting it, I will come and apply something called something called layer mask, and layer mask is this guy. You see on the right side of Photoshop, there is this icon looking like a camera. Click on it and look at the change. What changes? Wow, great. This is magic. Look, we now have inside part, just like Kenyan flag. Let me show you where we have inside part here. Let us go back to Adobe, and next we want to give the same effect this side. So what we do, we select on shield, I hope you're there. Take the magic wand tool, click on that red, it will give you this selection. We don't want to give effect to this selection, but we want to give effect to this black on the left side. So I will select on that black here. Then I will come down to add layer mask. Look at the effect. I have it. And our Kenyan flag is coming. Next thing, we want to put these two. Very simple. As a graphic design, you have so many ways to achieve that. Way number one is duplicating this red again. I will do away with this so that we get to see all of our layers. Let me bring this one up. Yes, you can also increase your layer by going here and getting the down top arrow. Then you can bring it down or top when your layer is not visible. So I will duplicate shield again, duplicate, and name it white center, white center. Okay, we have white centers too. What is our target? Sorry. What we're using here, we're using illustration to make a flag. Illustration means we're using shapes and colors to create a flag. So we have this guy here. What we need to achieve is this white here. So what we're going to do is very simple. Control plus T to resize. Shift. Give it color. Enter to remove the Control T or the selection. Let us give it color white. You can choose color white from up here, or you can also alternate from this to give you color white. I will take the paint. This is the paint bucket here, and paint red to be white. Nice. Wow. Bring it in the center here. Bring it down here. Then I will duplicate this again because there are two. Duplicate layer and call it white center copy 2. It's a copy. Then bring it down. Okay. Then we are ready. The flag is coming. Look at what we are looking for. This white. So for us to achieve that, we will come and take rectangle, and we want to cut both of these in the middle. Take the rectangle, draw it in the middle. We always work with the layers here. Okay. So when pointing on this white, click delete. The next copy of white, click delete, and we have achieved that shape. Simple as that. Now look at this, where we are coming. This is what we have achieved. Next, We need to make it very small. This is big, so Control Z, Z, draw a smaller one. Control Z, even the down one, Control D, so that we draw a small one. That is okay. Bring it at the center using direction keys, left, right, bottom, up. Then again, click delete, nice. And the top one, click delete, and we have it the same. Control D to remove the highlight, nice. Our flag is coming, wow, great. Let me remove the ruler. To remove the ruler, come and bring the cursor in the middle of the ruler, and you will see this arrow pointing up and down. Bring and drag the ruler back to the ruler, and again here to drag the ruler back to the ruler, and we have our flag. Look at it. Not yet. Now we're going to take a ellipse tool and create a circle here. If you want your circle to be straight, click on Shift. Wow, nice. Give it a layer, call it circle, call it circle. It is good to rename your layers the way I did. I am doing. I will give it direction. Okay. Let me give it color white because it is white. Yes. Then to remove the selection, Control D. Very simple. Very simple. That is how we make Kenyan flag. What's remaining? Just check. These shields. Very easy. So to make these shields, you need to take a circle and make it sharp oval that way. Then create a layer. Then give it color white. Or let's give it color black so that it's visible because the background is also color white. Control D to remove the selection. Come back to shapes here. Select rectangle. Create the tail of the spear. Create the tail of the spear. Don't add a layer because we want it to be one. Control D. Perfect. So we have our spear. Bring it here. Make it small by Control plus T. It will bring these controls. And now make it small. That's it. Nice. We want to make it sharper. Control T again. Right click in the middle of Control T and choose warp. Warp is to make it sharp. Click on enter. We have the sharp end. Now bring it here and take color white. When white is on the bottom here, just click on it. There is this arrow here. Click on it to come up. Then paint it on white. We have it on white. Bring it here. Control plus T again. And we have a rotate. You see the arrow? Bring it till you see rotate. Then rotate it this way. Wow. Nice. As I said, don't worry because the arrow is on top. I told you Something that is on top means it is at the front. So I want to bring it under red shield. So this is the shield. So I will pick it. This is it. Bring it under red. And there we have it. Yes. Now we need to copy this. Duplicate layer. Okay. And bring it on the other side. Control T. And right click. Rotate 180. Then bring it up here. To ensure that your flag is very straight. Remember, this is for beginners who want to learn Adobe Photoshop. If I am too fast, please tell me so that the next tutorial I will be very slow. I will now work on resizing it so that the ruler is straight with it. I will still come. Let us look at our flag. We have this arrow tail holder here. So we have to create arrow holder. Very simple. Here, duplicate. Okay. Yes. Control Z first. Yeah, I have to duplicate layer. Okay. Now there are two. After duplication, I will bring it here. Bring it inside by pressing keys. I will duplicate this one too. Duplicate, okay. And bring it on this side here. Take the ruler, place here. And we have this one here. I'm using direction keys. Wow. Yeah, we have our flag here. The flag of Kenya. That is the Kenyan flag. Wow. Very nice. As a graphic designer, you have to understand how to use these symbols. It's very easy. So I will zoom out. Let us see our flag. This is our flag. Okay. Let us now make it wave. Like how do we call it? Warping on the wind. I will click on the first link here to merge everything together except the background. Click on Shift. Everything is now selected. Right click. Then I will create clipping mask. Not really, sorry. I will convert into smart object so it is one layer. Again, right click and rasterize it. We have it now as one layer. You can follow the directions. I will redo that again because I was very fast. Click on the first layer, go down. Don't, while holding shift, click on the last second layer minus background. Don't click this background. Why? We don't want this background to be part of the flag because we can delete it. We can decide to have it. Right click, convert to smart object. Right click, then I rasterize. Now I can move the entire flag in any direction. I will control plus T option to give me this highlight. Then right click in the middle of the flag and wrap. After wrapping, I will use these directions here to show the flag is wrapping. Bring this one down, bring this one up a little bit, then this one down, then this one up here. Yeah, perfect. Look at that. Then to remove this highlight, click enter. Look at our flag wrapping. Wow, this is powerful. Yes, this was Adobe Photoshop, how to make a flag. Why is it important? This will teach you and train you how to use illustrations and shapes to come up with an informative design like the one we've done here, which is a flag. And guys, thank you very much. I have been your trainer. I have been your facilitator, Masco. Remember, this is technology and we are doing what is called graph code. What is graph code? We deal with graphics and coding. That is why we call it graph code technology. Technology knowledge. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please ensure you subscribe so that whenever I release other videos, you are able to get notified about new videos. And remember, this video is purposely for educative purposes. So I hope getting this tutorial and going through it will make you learn more. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. In Kenya, we say Hakuna Matata, means there is no problem. From all the tutorial, we've achieved it. So, thank you very much. And if you want to make this flag in Kenya, welcome to Kenya. We do this flag together. And if you have any suggestion or something that you want to tell me, maybe I was very fast, maybe I was very slow, maybe I was not pointing the tools very well, please don't hesitate to tell me so that next time I will also mention you while doing the next tutorial and also slow my pace down. I also offer online coaching, so you can get me for online coaching for more details from my comment section. So also the bell button, please make it ring. Make it ring. Make it ring. Make that bell ring. Like us. If you don't like us, hate us, because there is a thumbs down, thumbs up. So we'll appreciate because we want to know where and which speed we are running at. Asante sana, and may God bless everyone and put some skills from this tutorial into your mind. Bye.